reached the 71st Precinct of the New York City Police Department. If you have an emergency, please hang up and dial 911.
So hair loss is a problem that affects a lot of guys. It's much easier to say, I don't want hair, I can just shave it off. You don't want to lose it and then have to start to combat that. Now, there are ways to mitigate hair loss and get on top of hair loss before it becomes a big problem in your life and starts affecting your confidence. And that's where today's video sponsor, Keeps, is here to help. Most guys start experiencing hair loss by the time they're 35. That's very young, and it's not a process that reverses itself. Now, would they like to keep their hair or regrow hair? Absolutely. And that's where Keeps is going to come in, and they're going to remove the hurdles that prevent most guys from treating the condition. Who likes the process of going to the doctor's office, the pharmacy, and standing in line for everything? Nobody. That's why Keeps, you can get good quality expert care without ever visiting the doctor's office or a pharmacy. All Keeps treatment plans are doctor recommended and delivered straight to your door for about half the cost of a traditional pharmacy. Keeps physicians are going to help you select the right products and treatments for your specific condition and hair goals so you can create a routine that works for you, because products that you don't use are pretty much worthless. Easily subscribe to Keeps and get refill reminders so you'll never run low on the products you need to take care of your hair. So hair loss stops with Keeps. Visit keeps.com/SSR. I put a link right below in the description. That'll get you a special offer on Keeps treatments. That's KEEPS.com/SSR. I put a link right below in the description. All right, so I'm not new to this, right? I put policies in place to protect myself and to mitigate risk and protect the people that are the risk. And some people just don't get that, and they want to bypass those protections because they know better. And what's going to happen? Nothing's going to happen. I am invincible. You're not. I'll save you the trouble. And every time I have this, and I hate doing certain rentals. This is probably my least favorite type of rental to do, which is to rent to people that I know aren't going to be driving the car, but they pass all of my check boxes, so I have to rent it to them. So the guy who's a deadbeat drug dealer or something like that, that's got this girl who clearly is putting everything under her insurance, putting everything under her credit card, but this dirtbag is going to be the one driving the car, and that's increasing risk. I get this all the time. I used to not do proms, but then I'm like, look, if the parents are saying yes, right, I can't prevent anyone on any certain day from renting the car and giving it to a 15-year-old. You know what? I'm renting you the car, so you have your money, you have your insurance, you're taking responsibility for it. I can't say, I think I know what you're going to be doing with this. I can just bill you after the fact. Here's another one of those instances where I had a kid call me up on July 3rd. He's like, I want to rent the Ferrari. And I'm like, all right. Luckily for you, it was going out and it came back on July 3rd. July 4th we're closed, and then it goes out on July 6th again. So it was a perfect, July 4th to July 5th fills the hole in the calendar, so I didn't really mind doing it. I'll work on July 4th when that's the case. Now, the problem is, and I didn't work on July 4th, my brother did, but that's neither here nor there, but I feel like he would yell at me for not making that point very clear. When you rent a car, I've got this guy who I know isn't going to be driving the car because he goes to book it, and he's like, all right, the name is Ivy, and I'm like, Ivy's not a guy's name. And sure enough, he's like, oh yeah, it's my grandmother. Great, well, I can't rent to you under your grandmother. I need to rent to your grandmother, and I need to make sure she's got the insurance, she's got her credit card, she's got her license and everything like that. And she's an 82-year-old woman now renting a car for this kid. And I'm like, I can't prevent this, but I just need to make sure she's present at the time of delivery. She is receiving the car. What she does what she does with it from there is sort of outside of my control. And understandably, these policies exist for a reason. And I get a phone call today from the grandmother. Hey, so the car has been impounded by the police in the 71st Precinct in Brooklyn. I'm like, you know what? I was busy today, but I can't pretend like I was surprised by this. Because even last night, I go looking at the GPS, and I was like, you know what? Let me just keep an eye on this car, make sure everything's cool. And I see all these lightning bolts are rapid accelerations, right? So that means driving local roads. He's rapid acceleration, and these are harsh braking. I see the higher risk, and I see the car zipping around, and this kid insisted he wasn't going to be driving it. He lied. He lied because he knew better than me, he was smarter than me, and then he got arrested. So now we got to go get the car out of the impound, and I was able to track it down. Luckily, the grandmother called me, gave me the precinct number and the police officer's number, and I thought he was a detective. He wasn't. He actually ended up being like the switchboard operator, which doesn't mean he's not a police officer, but I may have just gotten very lucky letting the phone ring for 30 rings, and then this guy picked up.
Have reached the 71st precinct of the New York City Police Department. If you have an emergency, please hang up and dial 911.
Detectives.
Hi, how you doing? Detective Perez, please.
There's no Detective Perez up here.
Sergeant, Officer Perez, maybe. I had a car impounded last night. I was given the name Perez of the 71st.
Precinct?
Correct.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna say you downstairs at the desk.
All right.
Anybody up here?
You got it. Thanks.
The number you dialed is not in service.
Son of a bitch.
If you have an emergency, please hang up and dial 911.
I got all day. That's why they say call 911, right?
Officer Perez, I want precinct. Can I help you?
Oh, there he is, Officer Perez. How are you? Rob Ferrari calling from a rental company. One of my clients had a Ferrari impounded last night, and I was given your name.
Yes. How are you?
Good, how are you? I guess two questions. One, is the car in good shape?
Yes.
Okay, that was important. And then two, how do I go about getting it out? I see it looks like it's at Atlantic Auto Spa. I was able to look on the GPS, because the GPS is still in the car, see where it was, in which impound lot. I saw the sign on the fence, which obviously is the wrong number now. There's a new number for it. But we're able to go get our car out. We'll see if there's any damage on it. Funny enough, he got arrested for like firing off fireworks on July 4th, which, like, you can't fault the guy for that. That's just what it is. But in New York City, that's illegal. And the bigger problem, which is probably why he got arrested, is he was setting off the fireworks. The fireworks caused a car to catch on fire, not my car. But he let another car catch on fire. When the cops came, the Ferrari was just sitting there running, and he ran away. And funny enough, I park it in my driveway. Somebody tries to steal it. You leave it running in the middle of Brooklyn, nobody takes it. So the cops were going to impound that. While they were waiting to impound it, the guys came back to the car, obviously because they're like, hey, we want our Ferrari back. They got arrested for setting off the fireworks, setting the car on fire, which is, you know what, that is a proper, like, no bail, catch and release, let them go. But the car got taken to an impound, and now I have to go to the impound and get it out. There was no key in the car when the cops were initially there, so I'm glad the kids did come back, which, even though they said they weren't driving the car, because then I was able to get the key. So now I have the key in the car. We're going to get it out of the impound lot and see if there's any damage on it, and hopefully get this wrapped up as cheaply as possible, because we're not that far off. I'll have to charge him for the impound fee, but he'll be a couple hours late by the time we get it out of the impound, so I'm not even going to charge him for the additional time. He just only got a couple hours in the car because he got impounded for most of his rental. So let's go scoop it up, and we'll see if there's any damage to it, and cross our fingers that everything's okay, because that car is incredibly busy for the rest of the month. Oh, and when I say we're going to go get the car, I'm not going to go get the car. I'm going to play golf. So when I get back from playing golf, I'll check out the car and show you what we've got. All right, we're back. I played golf, and Eric went out and picked up the Ferrari. I had him shoot some video over there. I'm happy to report it doesn't appear that there's any significant or noticeable damage on the car, which is good. That's always your biggest concern, is that the car doesn't get damaged, doesn't smell like weed or anything like that, and it doesn't. It's a far cry. It's funny because I park a Ferrari in my driveway, somebody tries to steal it. You leave a Ferrari running in the middle of Brooklyn, nobody tries to take it. So wrap your head around that one. Fairly easy process to get it out. We needed to generate a letter, a hold harmless letter for the tow company saying like, we're not going to come after you if something is broken or not working. We had to pay them cash because that's what tow companies do. Because if they take a credit card or a check or anything like that, somebody will charge it back or they'll cancel the check or whatever it is because they're very upset that their car was impounded. So they accept cash. We gave them, it was $560 in cash. And we also had to show them the title. So we were able to get this out with relatively minimal effort as far as impounded cars go. If it was part of an investigation, right? If the guy was arrested doing something or there was a shooting or anything like that, they would hold on to the car as evidence for a while. Luckily, this wasn't the case because this is going out tomorrow. But it's good. Now, you're going to ask yourself, hey, Rob, what do you do? What happens if I'm the customer and this happens to me? Because to be fair, getting arrested for fireworks isn't really the gravest of offenses. The unfortunate part is that the other dude's car that they did set on fire doesn't look so hot. That's a problem. But this one obviously isn't too bad, shy of having to take this, whatever this repo sticker off is, or whatever the police sticker. And I have to make sure that we have our Easy Pass still, because if the Easy Pass is missing, that's going to be a problem. But that's a tomorrow problem. So as far as the customer goes, this is why we take a security deposit. The security deposit is going to be hit for the $560 for the removal from the impound. We have the towing expense to getting it from Brooklyn, and then obviously whatever we have to charge for admin, probably $350 to go through the process, to get the letters, to pull the title, to do all that stuff. Will be another $350. So you're talking about $1,000 to get it out of impound, of which $560 goes to the impound shop. And then we have the delivery fee of sending my truck out there, which took 2 hours. It's frustrating. It took 2 hours to get out for Eric. And he got there. They close at 4. He got there at 3:56. So I'm happy we got it back. Happy update for everybody. 488 is doing just fine. And it's going out for the next couple of days, and we will take it from there. So my Ferrari got impounded. Didn't turn out to be too bad. I can't really get upset with the guy. I see this coming, and there is a risk to when people rent cars for other people, but it's not something you can really do anything about. All you can do is charge them after the fact and make sure that they have insurance. Now that this car came back in one piece, all is good in the world. Thank you for watching. Rob Ferrari, if you want to rent a Ferrari, next couple of weeks pretty busy, but hit me up. We're here to help. Thanks for watching. See you next time.